Hey YouTube, Campervan Kevin here. Well, today I'm still working on the Promaster in Montrose, Colorado. Well, got a little bit done. I have a wall liner kit. Ceiling, walls, and inside door panel right here. Got it on order. Thought it'd be here today. It wasn't. The wall liner, and I'll put the name down here below, has a 1/2 inch foil faced styrofoam backing glued to the back of the plastic liner. So I wasn't sure if I'd even put any insulation in at all. But when I was so certain it would be here today and it wasn't and I wanted to work, well, I decided to add extra insulation anyway. My friends here, they had some extra 3/4 inch insulation left over from a project. It was 3 or 4 4x8 sheets. This is what I got left over. I called the manufacturer and asked them just how thick of insulation I could put up here. They told me the maximum I could use was 3/4. So I'll have 3/4, then I'll have a 1/2 inch sandwiched on top of it, and then the plastic liner on top of that. So getting a little bit done here. I have not decided whether or not I'm going to do the walls or not. Up under this bed is going to be sealed fairly well, and I'll probably put insulation, regular household insulation, between the studs up under there. So really all I'm going to have is this wall in the back here. If I insulate it too well, they've been out here in the desert, I may not be able to get the heat out. I have to go to sleep with it hot in here. If you remember the video, A 9-Year Van Dweller Has Something to Say. I shot it in Parker, Arizona a couple years ago. He had lived out in the desert for 9 years, and he didn't have any insulation on his wall. So I'm torn. I'm thinking that the 1/2 inch insulation that's going to be on the wall panels is going to be enough. And also, it's going to fit tightly up against the wall, and it's going to create dead air space in there. Well, that's all insulation does anyway. So we'll see how it works out, and we'll go from there. I hadn't decided yet. But I have decided to do this. I ordered a ladder rack for this Promaster. And it's got 6 mounting points up here where you can mount one onto it. So before I lose all my sunlight out here, and while it's still cool, I believe I might work on that rack a little bit. I got it off eBay, and it's right around $300, $325. I have to sharpen this key knife. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to put a lot of it together. Just opened up a package. It has some kind of glue on it. Stick this in the end of that channel. Thought this was kind of interesting. You need to keep it out of children, okay? So, whatever you do, keep this glue out of children. Okay, I got a puzzle. Well, it's the next morning. I was working out here last night, and the mosquitoes come through here in droves. They'll come through in the evening about the same time. and they just swarm you, eat you up. So by the time they were done, it was dark. So laid in bed last night and looked over the instructions. Excuse me, my nose itched. Finally figured it out. So I've installed one this morning, and well, I'll just show you. Wolfpack, they're giving me a little support down here, cheering me on. I wish you'd hurry up. Martini, I'm doing the very best I can. Not all the parts hadn't come in yet. Well, you should have ordered them sooner. Well, there is that, but the truck should have got here yesterday too, and I get these walls done. Man, I like it here. Mr. Bob and Miss Joyce, they sure are sweet. They kept us for 10 days, so you could go and sell the RV base camp. Yeah, I like them too. Do you like Mr. Bob and Miss Joyce? I like them a lot. Yeah, they're my good friends. They're good people. That's right. So they sleep in here with me at night, and then in the morning I let them in about 7 o'clock, and they take off running all the way through the house and jump into bed with Mr. Bob and Miss Joyce. You traders. But they're such sweet people. Well, enjoy it while you can, Tuck, because we're not going to be here much longer. So my first mistake was the instructions. These fit the Transits, the Dodges, and the Nissans. And it wasn't separated very well in the instructions. I couldn't figure it out because I was trying to figure out how to do it to 3 vehicles at the same time. But now it makes sense. So let's get up here and I'll show you something. Here it is installed. Dodge has put these little T-bolts on here from the factory to put on the ladder rack. That was already there. But I may have outsmarted myself when I put this fantastic fan in, or when David did. I put it in line with the ladder rack. So obviously the max air cover won't fit, but I'm hoping that the fan will still let up, the cover will let up enough up under this bar to where the fan will cut on. It has to be up a certain amount for the fan to work. And I'm thinking now, I mean, I'm not sure, but I'm going to put some kind of platform across the top of these 3 ladder racks to build me shade here. Very important out here in the deserts to create your own shade. So I got a feeling the max air cover is done for. But even so, I'm glad I put the fantastic fan above the bed, because I can lay in bed and cut it on and off as I want. I didn't have to get the remote control model. So live and learn, die and forget it all. Even if it wasn't in line with the ladder rack bar, it'd probably be in the way anyway. You know, it'd be in the way of my loads or whatever I put. For all I know, I may deck this whole thing with solar panels. They've got so cheap now. So we'll see. Let's get started right here. This does seem to be a high quality kit. Who's it made by? Made by AA Products Incorporated. I'm impressed. Not impressed with the instructions. But alright, let's get this going. This hooks under that little T-bolt. This sets on top. And then this sets on top of there like so. So let me put it together. All the hardware is stainless steel. From what I can tell, very high quality as well. And it's got the nuts, it's got the little inserts in here to keep them from backing out. Little plastic, once you get it on there, it doesn't come loose. Nope. See, this is from the factory right here. It slides in like so. First put your 2 bolts on it, of course. I can't do it, I only got one hand. But you'll see here in a second. Alright, so it's on the T-bolt. I got the nuts installed. It says put the short side of this to the outside. So that's the short side, that's the long side. So it sits on like that. And then this sits on like so. Hope that's in frame. I'll put the nut on it. Since I've been on YouTube for about 3 years now, I catch a lot of flack sometimes. Kevin, you just pay everybody to do your stuff. That's not true. I pay people, when someone's better than me at doing something, you betcha I pay them to do it. But I've worked in a van conversion place. I went to school for paint and body work. I've worked in a shop or 2. And I've been a contractor for almost 3 decades. I don't think I'm handy. I mean, I'm not extraordinarily handy, but I'm not inept. You know, I can put on a ladder rack. I can put in a fantastic fan. But I got a lot of nasty comments about that. You know what? David is the best I've ever seen. And he's cutting into a $35,000 van for almost nothing. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it as cheap as he did it. And I couldn't do it better. So, the ladder racks are easy. And, you know, a lot of things I can do. I enjoy doing things myself. I put the insulation in. I plan on putting the walls in. But I don't listen to a lot of the negative stuff, but here I am addressing it. Won't do it much more. I'm glad the people thought enough to make it where just one tool tightens it all, does it all. 1/2-inch socket, you put these on. Alright, this side is complete. Nice and tight. I also get the same question over and over as well, and not by people trying to be nasty, but Kevin, you had a nice RV. Why would you go to a van? Well, because there's a lot of new people to the channel, right? The BT Cruiser, the way I was camping out here out west on the BLM lands, it's just too rough. Didn't have enough ground clearance. It was too wide. It was too long. So I wanted to go with a van. Why did I go with a new van? Well, I've always taken vehicles that were older and fixed them up. Brought them up. Ones that were down just a little bit, spent a lot of money on them, bring them up. But, you know, out here I don't have a mechanic that I know. And, well, I just wanted a new van with a new warranty. Put my fingers in the way. I crave the simplicity of a camper van. With the RV, there's so many systems that can go wrong. With this, I'm back to simple again. And simple always works. So that's why I did it. These crossbars are definitely high quality aluminum. It's well thought out. Well designed as well. These are ladder stoppers, and they fit on the end like so. Put one nut on the bottom, slides into the channel, then your washer and your lock washer. It has a knob here that you can loosen or tighten to adjust anywhere on this channel. I've had a lot of vans, a lot of ladder racks. This is probably the best quality I've ever seen. It comes with a rubber insert that you can put in on this channel, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not, because I may want to adjust these back and forth, and if that channel's in here I can't do it. Mine may not stay fixed. So I'll probably hang on to this channel and figure out how I'm going to use it before I install it. or if it makes noise or whistles, I'll do it. Let me see if I can get a better shot of this going on. All right, so that fits in the channel like so. And then this nut, like so. And it fits in the channel. Like so. Did we get that? Put this nut in, and then it fits in the channel, like so. I'll put the washer, a lock nut, looks like it's going to take 2 hands to get it on. Nope, there we go. Pretty neat design. I can adjust it as needed. Boy, I could have used this on my other ladder racks when I was in business 1,000 gazillion times. Then I put in 2 of these bolts per side like so. Okay, that's the second bar on. All that's left, I just got to glue and put in these little end caps. I have not decided, I haven't figured out how that's going to work yet. You know, if it's just in the way, I'll just have 2 ladder bars. I can put a tremendous amount of solar just on 2 bars. But I'm going to try it. If it works, great. If it don't work, that's okay too. All right. Taking off my Max Air cover. I sure hope these bars will allow me to open the fan up high enough for it to work. I know I won't be able to get a full open on it, but that's okay. As long as that cover will open up enough to run. Alright, my cover is off. I'll put my little washers and nuts back on there. In case anything ever changes, I'll put another one on. I got a sneaky feeling this is not going to work. It's too high and the ladder rack is too low. I felt it probably a waste of time, but I went ahead and put on this 3rd bar anyway. We'll see in a second. Well, it works. It's not open real far, but it's open and it works. It's running. Maybe I can take this bar off and drill the holes and move it over further. I bet that would work. I got the best babies. Yes, I do. So here's my idea. I'm going to drill these holes closer to the edge. Bring these 2 to here. There's not going to be much weight on these ladder racks at all. It's not like I'm stacking 3 40-footers on top of it. The other 2 are good and firm. I don't need to move it back much. So I'm just going to bring these 2 to here. And I think that will allow me to open up the fantastic fan. Okay. Got the new holes in there. Do the same to the other side. Now my fan door cover opens easily, and this mount is still solid The weight of the bar is still over 95% of the mount. I think this is just fine. Okay, well, now it's time to glue these end caps on. So I'll put some of this cement on these plugs and push them in. I can't find a paper that told me not to get any in any children, but I'll sure be careful with it. Don't want that to happen. Man, that's kind of funny. Yeah, I got my funny bone too tucked. So I keep asking myself, did I screw up? Nah. I adapted and I overcome. That last bar works just fine. Fantastic fan, works just fine. I thought that Max Air cover was kind of butt ugly anyway. Still, probably like to have kept it, but I've ran them for years without a cover on them. All right, go to Places Any. I'm gonna end the little video right here. Right here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Hey, I'll see you again soon. You guys take care. Bye-bye. That's right, I show them the good stuff and the bad stuff. Keeping it real on the Campervan Kevin channel. Bye.